Hey everyone, it's been a while. I didn't record much Elder Scrolls Online videos for my channel recently. I usually, as usual, got some health stuff, and I also got a job as well in real life, so I've been working quite some time, since 2 weeks, as the time of the recording of this video, which is 21 August right now. And in this video I will present you my newest Magicka Templar setup for the mostly solo content on PS5. This is the first video that I'm actually recording on the PS5, and all I can say is this is smooth. It is perfect. Like, if you didn't get the PS5 yet, you should get it. And let's go just straight jump into the video. Okay, so we will start off with the obvious character sheet in here, and we have 64 into health, and it lets us basically reach 30k maximum health. 18.8k max magicka. It's on the back bar, by the way. Sorry, it's on the front bar, apologies. 18.899 max magic, 1.4k magicka recovery, 12.7k maximum stamina with 4.5k spell damage, 61% spell crit, and nearly 9k spell penetration with good resistances. Also, we do use a Thief Mundus stone to get the crit, and also we have a Slot Call. Obviously it's a Tessian, Major Surgery, Major Prophecy, and we have food here. And the food that we are actually using is the Orzorga Max Health and Magicka Recovery, so you need it obviously. You can also use Ghastly, but it's kind of a dangerous move if you ask me, so Orzorga is just a safer way to get a little bit max health as well as recovery. So it's a recovery setup, it is not max Magicka recovery setup, and we are not using the Ghastly in here. And the portion that we are having is the spell power, spell damage, spell crit, max magicka, and magicka recovery. So if we do drink and check our stats, 1.7k magicka recovery and 5.3k spell damage. It is not completely buffed as well. So these are the stats if you are interested. You may think why I didn't put the attributes into the magicka, because we are using the mythic of the Tessian. Alright, so about the gear, we have a couple of choices actually. So let me charge that thingy. We have a couple of choices for one of the sets, and I will go first of all the ones that you will never change. The helmet is a slime crow to get a crit with the divines and max magic, and the second gear is the chest, shoulder, waist, legs, and the feet. All of them is a perfected false cut, all of them divines, and maximum magicka on all of them. You get crit, 5% more damage, and crit chance again, and 129 weapon and spell damage. And it also reduced the magicka cost of abilities by 8%, so it is a good sustain. And when you damage someone and they die, you get 2.4k magicka for each, and you get a speed buff of 30% for 8 seconds. So it is very good sustain and a good damage set that you can use for solo content. And even, I mean, you can even use the false cut in the dungeons or some stuff if you are speedrunning the things. On our mythic we have Tessian. This is a light armor hand mythic. It is divines with the maximum magicka. When you kill 50 enemies, basically you get a 1 hour buff that gives you 1.150 1150 if I'm not wrong. You get a spell damage and also weapon damage too, but it reduces your maximum health. So you can see why I do have Orzorga food while having 64 into health, so that's why. On the back bar we have the VMA Inferno. You can use VMA Perfected Greatsword as well. So basically they need to be infused and the weapon has spell damage glyph. And Inferno is the same, Inferno and infused and weapon has spell damage as well. You get a bonus damage when you put the blockade on the ground. You get a light and heavy attacks, deals additional damage to the enemies while the enemies are inside basically. I'm using it in the trial as well, so Inferno stuff is very much okay. You can use, as I said, you can use a Perfected Greatsword too. It will not hurt, so the hybridization can be done. On the front bar, we have the Pelinal that got buffed recently. The main hand is Narnhond and the offhand is Precise. One of them is a poison and one of them is a flame damage glyph on it. The flame is for getting basically a little bit more sustain, as well as getting the buff from the champion skills in here in the extended might. So if you deal flame damage, you get a 100 weapon and spell damage. If you deal poison, you get 100 and weapon and spell damage again. So this is why we are having two different glyphs, poison and flame, as you can see. And we have 3 jewelry. All of them is a bloodthirsty. All of them is with enhanced with the spell damage. What Pelinal does is giving you 124 weapon and spell damage, penetration, and the spell damage again. And when you kill an enemy, you gain a damage shield that absorbs up to 17.4k damage for 10 seconds. And a stack of Wrath of White Strake for 10 seconds as well. Each stack grants you 97 weapon and spell damage, 100 on gold, because I have a blue jewelry right here that reduces the set bonus. 100 weapon and spell damage, but causes you to take 299 oblivion damage every second, and you cannot shield it out. So the shield will not work on the oblivion damage that you take. It is going to hit your health straight, so you actually need to heal it. And it will stack up to 10 seconds, up to 10 stacks. The damage shield scales of the higher of your weapon and spell damage, and the damage scales of your maximum health. So you have more health, the damage will go higher on you as you have a stack on yourself for 10 seconds, alright? And so having a high pool is going to increase the damage you take, but it is going to actually, let me just kill these so you can see the damage shield on me, and as you see I'm getting 594 damage right now on myself, and that's it. But the benefit that you get from it is basically so good that you should try your setup with the Pelinal like this, because you know you're getting a 100 weapon and spell damage as well, so plus this and Tessin completely buffed up, and you have false cut damage as well and the spell damage from it. You have crit from the slime crow, you have a 2 times spell damage from this one, you have penetration on this set, you have penetration on the back bar, so it is completely min-maxed and this works perfect. And you have no problem with the sustain, you have no problem with the healing whatsoever. This is very good. As an alternate sets, you can run, as I said, you can run VMA Greatsword on the back bar and change some skills. Or on the front bar you can replace Pelinal with the Pillar of Narn just to be safer if you don't want to deal with the healing and stuff. You can use Kinras, but I don't suggest it. It is not perfect, really. It's not that perfect gear. Or the Mechanical Equity. This set works amazing on the Templar. You can control when to proc it and when not to as well. And this is very good, so you can literally full focus on the bosses or skip the mechanical acuity on the ads or just proc halfway there and you will always hit crit. So this is one of the sets that I actually use. Apart from it, if you wanna use just a very old-ish setup, you can go with the Mother Sorrow, and it is basically giving you a little bit Magicka, and the rest is completely crit chance. So 3 jewelry, for example, Mother Sorrow, and stuff on the front bar, something like that. Or another thing is that you can replace Tessin with something like that, or False God, and you can use a 2 monster piece, like Balork maybe, even. You can use Balork, and a 5 body False God, okay, all of them light. Divines as well. And you can put 2, for example, one necklace Mother Sorrow here, one ring here, so it is 2 piece, and Inferno Staff Mother Sorrow goes there with the Precise and the Flame, obviously, and you reach a 4 piece. Okay, and yeah, you need a Mother Sorrow piece on the body. I guess I don't have it. Did I break it? Okay, there we are. So this is your Mother Sorrow setup. You can put the leg instead. So yeah, you don't need to go monster set on the setup as well. Sorry for the confusion. So that way you have 5 piece Mother Sorrow, 5 piece basically False God, 1 piece Slime Crow. And in here you can go with the Pale Order, Bloodthirsty and Spell Damage, obviously. So this is another mythic that you can, if you are starting, it's kind of a beginner setup, I will say. So it is just safer, but just do it while you are actually alone, because the more people in the group, the less healing you will get from Pale Order. So that's how it works. And let me put the panel back again. So do we have a panel 5 piece? Yes, we do. Also, one of the things that about the panel, if you buff yourself, for example, you see 17.4k damage shield, but if you drink potion, it will increase. So the damage shield that you see here will scale off your spell damage. So as it says, the damage shield scales off the higher of your weapon and spell damage, and the damage you get from the Oblivion, from the debuff of the set, is scales off your maximum health. So this is how the panel works, and this is, in my opinion, so far the best setup that you can go with the solo and the dungeon content in Elder Scrolls Online, as a main Magplar and as most of the classes. And about the skills, on the front bar we have Jesus Beam, Radiant Operation. You can replace it, by the way. We have Camo Hunter, we have Barb Trap, Power of the Light to reduce the resistance of the enemy by 3k, Puncturing Sweep, obviously this is our noodle, I will say, it looks like noodle anyways, and Crescent Sweep. So this is, Crescent Sweep is quite good for the solo content in the Elder Scrolls Online, and this is quite cheap to use it too, and you have a very good AoE cone damage in 8 meter for 6 seconds, and this is very good. Obviously you can replace with Dawnbreaker or something like Shooting Star if you want, but I believe the Crescent Sweep is just a safe bet in here as an ulti. On the back bar we have Inner Light for crits and the Max Magicka, Unstable Wall of Fire, Extended Ritual just to get healing and negate the healing from the panel, so make sure that you drop it down. Solar Barrage to get Empower and a little bit AoE damage, and the Blazing Spear, the best AoE skill in the game, obviously. And the Fear Rage. You can use Fear Rage, or you can do it like, let's say, If you want to use the Crescent Sweep and you think that you are not going to use the Destroy ulti, you can replace with the Dawnbreaker and keep the Crescent Sweep on the front, or replace the Crescent Sweep with the Shooting Star even and put the Dawnbreaker on the back, or vice versa. So do it like this if you want. So put the Dawnbreaker on the front. So that's one of the choices. But if you want to use the Destruction ulti, put the Destroy on the back and put the Dawnbreaker on the front, and this is how it is. So those are the flex spots basically. If you feel you are kind of squishy, you should change Power of Light to Purifying Light, so you will get healed, and this version of it will not give you heal. So yeah. Another thing, and if you don't want to follow the track of the Barb Trap the whole time, you can replace the Barb Trap with Channel Acceleration, but do it on the back bar. For example, put the Channel Acceleration on the back and put the Extended Ritual on the front, basically. So this is how it should be. It is better, to be fair. So you can do Channel Acceleration on the back, basically, because this is just a buff. So that's it. And another flex spot is the Extended Ritual itself. You can how to do it. You can put the Breath of Life in here, and Inner Light goes there, and Channel Acceleration goes on the front. So something like that. You can do it like this, or like basically just Inner Light there, and put the Breath of Life right here, and you are good to go. And Channel Acceleration here. You don't need healing on the front, trust me. It is better keeping the Channel Acceleration and get the shield from the Sigic skill line is better, because when you get used to it, you will know that your healing and the buffs, etc., and the AoEs and dots are on the back bar. So when you just need it, basically you just switch and heal and animation cancel the thing out, and then go front, and you are very much ready to go. And this way is working for me, so I'm, just do whatever the best fits for you and what you think is the best as well. And if you want to use the if you want to use the two-handed, you should put the stampede instead of the blockade, and you can remove the solar barrage right here. Wait, like that. So I always put stampede and the carve like this, one of them triangle and one of them in the circle. So in an order, I just stampede and then carve and then ritual, then spear if I need, and then trap, Power of the Light, sweep, power of the Light back again, go back, stampede, ritual if you need, but probably you won't on the second rotation, and then put the blazing back again. So this is how I do it with the two-handed. And let me put the skills back. So the Solar Barrage can be replaceable, keep in mind. Solar Barrage is not the skill that you can't change it out or something like this. So you very much can replace Solar Barrage, and this will work very much fine with anything. And yeah, so you can put the Shooting Star in here, as you can see, as well, if you want, like this. About the CPs, I assume. Oh, one unnecessary stuff. I guess everyone knows it, but you need to be high elf. The best class is right now is the high elf, so just keep in mind you should be high elf. You get a lot of stuff like Magicka, spell damage, max magic, and all those stuff is very good on the high elf. and obviously get all those passives from here, and that's it. About the CP, do whatever you want on the green, obviously, do whatever you like. On the blue, I have Master at Arms, Thaumaturge, Deadly Aim, and Biting Aura. So those 4 CPs are quite nice. I guess I'm around 1.9k CP. Yeah, 1829 CP I am. So I have these 4: damage stun, damage over time effects, direct damage attacks, AoEs, and single target attacks, and yeah, all of those works perfect with the Magicka Templar, so you don't exactly need backstabber or fighting finesse, so keep in mind the crit damage is not that perfect unless you are using mechanical acuity. Then you need the fighting finesse, or if you are very confident with the being behind of the enemies, go with the backstabber and not with the fighting finesse, and replace Thaumaturge with one of those. So yeah, I do use fighting finesse, it is just a safer way, and I'm replacing Thaumaturge with it and using Deadly Aim, Master at Arms, and Biting Aura with the fighting finesse, basically. You can get all those stuff if you have enough CP, but you need these Mighty and War Mage in here. It's a must-have, because you are getting 200 weapon and spell damage just from these CPs, so this is quite good. On the red one, we have Rejuvenation for recovery, we have Survival Instincts to get a kinda Breton-ish race passive, 25% cost reduction for core combat skills, which is a Templar. And in here inside we have Sustained by Suffering, 150 health, magic, and stamina recovery again. And the important part is the Siphonic spells. Restore 300 Magicka per stage whenever you kill an enemy. It is 1.5k Magicka each time you kill an enemy. So 1.5k comes from Siphonic spells. And from the False Gods, wait, let me do it like that. From the False God you get 2.5k as well, so you get 4k every time you kill someone, and this is huge. 4k plus you kinda have 2k recovery, and you are getting like a 5k if you are killing, considering you are killing one enemy each second, which is highly unlikely though, but you are getting like a 3k every second in overall. So that's how the setup is. I'm planning to do a video about basically VMA, what I should run, and some stuff. Oh, leave me. These cats. Alright, yeah, it just destroys. I'm gonna do some videos about the solo content, and will actually show you in an action, this setup in action, and you can see how the setup itself performs. I don't promise any know that flawless run because I kinda rusty, not being playing the Elder Scrolls recently, and but you will have a rough idea how it works. I will drop the cards on the top right of the screen and in below in the description as well, to make sure that you have the access to how it works on the actual reality. So I'm gonna stress test the setup that I already did before, and I hope you guys enjoy the video and take care of yourself. Please do subscribe, and see you guys on the new setups, and take care of yourself. Have fun, and bye bye. Leave me be, bro. Come on. Okay, goodbye.